Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Let's take a look at the big picture. Start that way. There's really nothing in the immediate vicinity, really, other than, you've got the low of the high, the all-time high that was put out a couple of weeks ago. We did not close below that last week. Had we closed below it, that would have been a secondary sign of weakness. We are anticipating still the low 120s in the coming 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'll get to that in a moment. But if tested, this just sort of underscores what meaningful support we find on the NVIDIA charts that may well contain selling well into the first quarter. And from there, we could round up to an equally significant, if not more significant, actually, range of resistance that is well above the market in the 169.23 to 174.34 region. 174.34 is a one-year channel top, and it converges or is converged upon, I should say, by the nearer term 169.23 formation later this month. It can contain buying through the first quarter, and from there we can fall away again. If we were to close above the 174.34 formation, we have an increasingly vertical and probably accelerated rally as we move through the first quarter and into the second. But this is the chart I think that is more relevant. Yes, if we close below 137.15 on Friday, that sort of confirms, or I should say underscores, heightens the likelihood for continuing south into the lower 120s over the next 3 to 5 weeks or less. The midterm, the 2 to 3 week outlook, much the same, but I will just mention that it was last week. Was that Monday of last week? Yes, it was, that we settled below the 140.27 channel bottom. And I still have 137.15 here, but just know this is kind of more at the end of the week. It is still a level that is meaningful, I think, for day traders primarily. But what should you do in this zone? Because we're right in the middle of it, of course. It is selling 140.27. And then later in the week, if we happen to close below 137.15, that underscores the likelihood for continuing south into the lower 120s. Now, you've got channel support on the weekly chart at 120.08 to 123.43. I just want to mention on the daily chart, the same exact structures are just a little bit different, 119.05 to 121.45. But bottom line, if we're not able to close back above 140.27, and if you are short now, it is really stay short. I'm talking to 2 to 3 week, 3 to 5 week swing traders who then are anticipating the 119.05 to 121.45 region, where profits can be taken and long entry made as we move through January and into later Q1. Of course, if we were to close above 140.27, that's another story altogether. I will mention, and I'll get to that moment in a moment, by the way, but I will mention and remind you that as we're in a sell signal in NVIDIA that is consistent roughly with the fact that the triple Q and the NASDAQ 100 are both testing a nearly 5-year channel resistance. I should say retesting. I could let you watch the daily triple Q. Actually, no, you can't see that if you're not a subscriber, so forget all that. So this is more of a courtesy shot, really just kind of presenting to you the fact that the NASDAQ 100, while it has not backed away yet, this is a significant sell area for the NASDAQ 100 unless we were to close Friday, that is the week itself, at 517.79 or higher. Then we enter a significant buy signal for the triple Q, and under that scenario, I would expect that NVIDIA would have settled back above 140.27, and then anticipating once again within, it could be 3 to 5 weeks, could be by the end of January, this 169.23 to 174.34 region. But I want to continue really kind of with the let's go to the near term. Excuse me. And let's cover the downside, because that is the mode that we're in right now following that settlement last Monday below 140.27. On the way down, we still have 132.11. That is a pullback low that occurred in late October, early November. As you can see, we double bottomed there essentially last Wednesday. Came off of it nicely, but we can fall right back to it over the next couple of days, 132.11. In fact, I think holding below 140.27, the 129.13 level remains in each within the by Friday's close, 3 to 5 day sell. I don't want to say sell signal, because the sell signal actually occurred Monday of last week. But we are reapproaching that formation. It can be sold 140.27 in anticipation of not only 129.13 within 3 to 5 days, but over the next 3 to 5 weeks or sooner, excuse me, the 119.05 to 121.45 region. And if over the next 3 to 5 days we close below 129.13, we should then, by the end of next week, continue south into this 119.05 to 121.45 area, where profits can be taken if you sold the market recently or are presently in the process of selling the market at 140.27. Profits can be taken on that short position and long entry, as I say, through January of next year. Now, for the upside, let me just mention that if we happen to, I don't see 144.83 in reach today, but it is certainly possible, especially if we sort of gap back above 140.27. But closing above 140.27, we have a good low for the week. We are off the sell signal, then no longer anticipating these lower price points as we move through the month of December, but rather I would expect with a settlement today above 140.27, 148.88 by Friday's close, where we can top out for the day and possibly the balance of the week. But closing back above 140.27 does neutralize that recent sell signal into the lower 120s. And with that, I would expect, continued gains, as I say, into the upper 160s, the mid 170s by the end of January or sooner. Of course, there will be meaningful levels on the way that we will present, but in terms of, kind of the 3 to 5 week outlook, you can see the upper 160s, low 170s here. I could see that actually occurring by the end of December, perhaps, if we were to close today back above 140.27. But only then, really, once again, I'll just emphasize that continued daily settlements below 140.27 will keep the 119.05 to 121.45 region in reach by the end of December. But if we close above 140.27, 144.83 likely tomorrow, 148.88 within 3 to 5 days. Closing above 140.27, 3 to 5 day swing traders can go long up to 148.88. 3 to 5 week position traders can go long up into the upper 160s to mid 170s. Until then, continued daily settlements below 140.27 will keep 129.13 in reach over the next 3 to 5 days and the 119.05 to 121.45 region over the next 3 to 5 weeks. It is about as simple as that. And I think I'm going to leave it at that for this particular, that is Monday's NVIDIA report. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. I will be back tomorrow with Tuesday's NVIDIA, and you have a great day.